Yes, Bitcoin is falling, but a lot of people are going to get totally played right now. So please don't let them play you. I'm going to tell you exactly what the big players are up to today because many will regret just looking at the chart and saying, oh, Bitcoin is falling, I'm selling, I'm going short, here comes the dump. And yes, a dump is coming, but not just yet. You'll find out exactly what's going to happen next in this video today. So please do yourself a favor, watch this video from beginning to end because today you're getting info on things that no one is watching. Most people just see the chart and say, oh yeah, it'll probably keep dropping. And that might be true, but most people miss the big picture. And what really matters right now, that's exactly what you'll find out in this video today. And with that, hello and welcome to a new video here on my channel. It's Max here, and today I'm giving you an update on the current situation in the crypto market. And yes, friends, I've seen it too. Bitcoin is falling, and yes, one of my long positions is out of the market with a profit. Currently, as of right now, only one more long position is open, but that's not a problem at all because I'm going to open another long position later on. Just before we jump into this video, feel free to go below and give it a thumbs up. That would support me a lot, and then scroll down a bit further and feel free to leave a comment. Just write, thanks Max, top analysis, or even algo push if you want. Yeah, one of those or all three together. That would really support me a lot if we boost the algo together here. Thank you so much for your support. I'd say we jump straight into the market situation. The big picture, friends, is always the most important. That's why today, before I show you what really matters in the current short-term range, yeah, I want to show you exactly where we stand right now. And currently, of course, we're in a downward phase, and yes, the probability is also higher that we'll continue to move downwards. Yes, but we're actually more on the way up towards $79,000 right now. And that's what I've been saying for days or weeks. Of course, I can also understand anyone who says the market is going short. Most people just misjudge the market most of the time because they say, oh, it's going down now and the market will probably keep going down. And for all I care, let it be so. But even if I look at this in the 4-hour time frame, I see a low, a higher low, and still a higher low, a high, a higher high, and another higher high. That means even in the 4-hour time frame, I still have an uptrend right now. The important resistance, or rather the important resistance that we also broke through here, yeah, with this strong market pump by Trump, that's also still intact as support now. Yes, that means that also continues to look good. Yes, we were rejected up here, but I also have very clear reasons why that happened. One thing that nobody looks at, I'll also show you in a moment why we were rejected and why it'll probably continue to go up now. So please definitely watch this video from start to finish. It's really incredibly important. If I just remove the drawing here and just put a support line here and a resistance up here, then a kind of rising wedge comes out. And yes, this whole thing can of course also break out to the downside. But friends, yeah, to go short, in my opinion, it's still the wrong time right now. And yes, I too will very soon sell my entire crypto portfolio or a pretty large part of it. And specifically right up here, because up here I'll be opening short positions. Up here I'm going to sell some of my cryptos. Up here I'll start opening big short positions and exit the market, because then I'll also be of the opinion that yes, we're going down. Yes, we'll probably go below $60,000 here. And yes, we'll probably also briefly go below $50,000 and dip down here in the next downward corrective move. Yes, I believe that's what will happen. And yes, I still believe that this is the most likely scenario. But just because it's the most likely scenario doesn't mean conversely that now is the best entry for a short. Yeah, swing trading wise in the end, sure I could go short here, although the risk reward ratio wouldn't be particularly good right now because my stop loss would have to be around 85, 86 up here for it to be safe. Then I'd have about a 1 to 2, 1 to 3 risk reward ratio, which wouldn't be so great right now. I wouldn't open any trades with that. But friends, please take a look at one thing. We can see the whole thing here in the 15-minute time frame. In the 15-minute time frame, we can see the Trump pump here, yeah, which accordingly went up very strongly, of course, and formed an important high here. It was pretty clear that the market would consolidate after that. We basically had two options here. Option number one is that the market basically goes down sharply and it's a fake pump. That would have been super bearish. You could have expected the market to go down further, but we held our ground here. That means this pump was definitely sustainable. Of course, after every strong market rise, there's also a strong correction. That's clear in the end. But many people say, oh, now the correction is coming and now it's going further down, because most people imagine the market completely wrong. Most people think if the market goes up, it has to go back down now. That means for most people, the market just goes straight up, down, but it's not like that. A market always runs in trend phases. That means we're currently in an uptrend. I recognize it by higher lows and also by higher highs. And that's what I see. That means the trend is your friend until the end. Right now, there's no justified reason to say, hey, we're going short here, we're entering a downtrend. Okay, if we were to sustainably break 68,900 down here, then of course I'd also say, okay, now maybe you could consider going short in the next counter move upwards. You could consider that then, but as of now, that's not the case. And in the market, I don't add anything that isn't there yet. And that's very important for everyone who trades. Don't add anything to the market that isn't there. We have to work with the things we have. And what we have is an uptrend. And it's always more likely that the trend will continue than that a new trend will begin. That means it's more likely that we'll continue upwards than that the market will go down now. That's a completely normal trend following. And when I look at this here, I see exactly what the big players are planning for retail. Many people saw this pump and of course, oh pump, let's go short. Quite clear. Yeah, and retail, where does retail have its stop loss? Above that or above that? What did the market do? The market went up here, so it fished out all the stops here and all the stops here and accordingly hit all short positions in stop loss, liquidated all short positions once. That means all shorts were consequently kicked out of the market here. And what does retail recognize up here? A resistance, of course. Also in my free Telegram group, which is of course linked below again, I explained my scenario to you here very precisely what will most likely happen. And exactly this scenario is happening right now. Yeah, I sent that in the 1 hour chart, but we're a bit closer in right now. Yeah, that the market will probably go down here first, to then accordingly go up here now. And you're welcome to read through that again later, but what I wrote is exactly what's happening here right now. People are being liquidated up here. The market goes down a tick here to show people, yeah, we're going short now. That means that here, retail is very likely being lured onto the wrong track once again, and my analysis or my forecast is now specifically that the market continues to break through up here in order to then liquidate all the shorts here, because we have naturally lured many short traders onto the wrong track here now. Retail recognizes a resistance here. The resistance naturally reacts as well, and then of course there's the strong market movement upwards. That would be my forecast and analysis for now, and that's also the most likely scenario. And yeah, sure, I can be wrong with that too, and the whole thing doesn't have to happen exactly as it stands there right now, because of course there is also always a chance that the market runs against you, that an Elon Musk writes, I have sold all bitcoins, and then the market goes down. Of course, that's not within my sphere of influence, but purely from technical analysis, I can clearly say the scenario that the market continues to rise is significantly higher than the scenario that the market falls. But of course, the market can fall on its own. But since you're not here for me to tell you the market can go up or down, I'm showing you the most likely scenario here. And the most likely scenario is the market goes up, liquidates the shorts. What happens up there is a completely different story, but for the next short-term move, I expect exactly that. That means I expect us to follow the upward trend here. That doesn't mean the market has to turn right here. The market can also turn a bit later down here for all I care, test this area here once and only then go up, or even be really mean, liquidate these here once and only then go up. But that the market goes up, so goes a bit further up, is currently the most likely, and accordingly I will also position myself in the market. On LEVEX, you can of course see my trades at any time. So everyone who is registered on LEVEX via the first link in the video description also gets my exclusive trading signals here, so they can see exactly when I enter and when I exit. Plus, they naturally get a massive deposit bonus here on LEVEX plus fee savings via VIP5 exclusively through me. It's the first link down here in the video description, exactly this link here. So friends, let's dive into what the scenario is now that absolutely no one is thinking about. Namely, we opened two intraday CME gaps over the day yesterday. One CME gap right here and another CME gap right over here. And that was initially bad for us, of course, because it means the market likely wants to come back down once more, and that's exactly what happened. So you can see that the dump we're having, which makes many people say, oh, now it's going back down, is actually just the filling of the CME gap. We've simply filled the open CME gap from yesterday now. And yes, the market can certainly overfill a CME gap, but as long as we maintain the overall trend, which is obviously upward, everything is fine. If we break this trend sustainably, okay, then I'll slowly enter short positions. But from a textbook trading perspective, it makes no sense at all to trade against the trend right now. And trading against the trend would be going short in the 1 to 4 hour time frame. If I were looking at the daily or weekly chart, yeah, then I'd already be trading short, because the overall scenario for Bitcoin suggests the market is heading down. But it makes much more sense to go long here once more and then open a short position up here, because then I'll have much more room to the downside. My stop loss would then be around $86,000 or $85,000 again, where it's relatively safe. And then I have this huge range to the downside and a small stop loss area, which gives me a great risk-reward ratio. In contrast, if I go short here, I have a massive stop loss area, a huge drawdown area, and my stop loss down here with my take profit down there, giving me maybe a 1.5 risk reward ratio, which is okay, but not great. it makes the most sense if you want to go short to wait for the pump up to this level. But friends, in my opinion, this is another classic example of retail traders being led down the wrong path. The market looks like it is currently going down, and to top it off, it is forming what appears to be a bearish pattern. But you have to remember that in most cases, very strong and explosive bullish breakouts have almost always come out of bearish patterns just like this. So we don't just have some super bullish formation that breaks out with insane strength. That happens too, but in my trading experience, and I've been through several market cycles, the strongest breakouts always came from bearish patterns because so many people were lured into shorts. And yeah, let the market break down, let it test that low, but I personally assume, and this is my clear opinion, that's how I'll trade, that's how I'll position myself. I'm not afraid of being wrong. Yeah, even though it's a realistic scenario that I might not be right sometimes. But clearly, retail sees resistance here, goes short accordingly, and the market will pump up to flush those people out. We've just filled the CME gaps down here, and for me, that's actually a super bullish scenario. I can explain the dump perfectly through the CME gaps. I personally remain bullish on the market and will stay bullish up to $78,000 or $79,000, and from there, I'll open huge short positions. Then the shortinator is back in the game. Currently, I'm the longinator and will only be doing long trades. On that note, friends, I'd be very happy if you'd sign up via the first link on the LEVEX crypto exchange. You'll get a huge deposit bonus, and otherwise, what's very important, yeah, we have the chart wizard up here, who of course always helps us make crazy profits here. He's happy about a thumbs up and a comment down here for the algorithm. On that note, my friends, we'll see you today at 2 p.m. in the stream. See you then, and bye.